Hello student. Today's topic is subject-verb agreement. As you see on the board, it is written subject-verb agreement, and already I have taken a session on subject-verb agreement. You know the subject and you know the verb. So the subject and the verb both are the main component of a sentence, right? So here I am writing, perhaps it is visible, subject and a verb. See, the main thing of a sentence and the very fundamental and the elementary condition of a sentence is a verb must agree with its subject. But what is the condition? In which condition the subject and the verb should agree with each other? That is in number and in person, right? Say if it is first person and it is singular. If it is second person, it is singular. So it keeps on changing the mode. The verb keeps on changing the mode. See, I want to show some example right over here. See, if it is I and if I take the verb go. So I is the first person and I is the singular number. So it is I go. And the same way if the plural, that is first person plural. So we even it takes with go, right? So the same. And if it is second person, you, right? In you go. So second person plural you go. In case of third person singular is he, she, it. So it gets changed here. He, it is not go. He goes. So the verb takes up es. He goes. Right? The same here. He goes. But plural they go. Got it? So this is the condition, right? And it gets changed with the tenses even, right? So it is mandatory to know how this condition, how the form of the verb, it's not only the form, but how the verb gets changed with different subjects, right? So in all condition, it is depending on the number of the subject and the person. Right? So there are, apart from the whatever I have told you, this is the very basic thing perhaps all of us we know, that is I go, I have, we have, he has. Apart from that, whatever the norms are there, the rules are there, that is a little offbeat we can say. So I have tried to mention here, which we are going to discuss today. See here, the rule number 1, right? I believe that it is visible, right? I have kept my camera on and let us see. 2 or more singular noun, that means 2 or more singular subjects, 2 or more singular nouns or pronouns joined by and. That means and is a conjunction, right? For what is and, what is a conjunction. If you don't have the conception clear till yet, I have seen one video that is based on the breach course. You can click on that and you can see once, right? 2 or more singular nouns or pronouns, right? To replace the noun, you can use pronoun. Okay, so pronoun or noun joined by and, right? And means the conjunction and. If we use and, then the verb will be plural. Now the plural verb, what can be the plural verb? See, in simple present tense or in present tense, it can be is, am, right? This will be the singular form of verb, and this are is the plural, right? And in past tense, it will be were, right? This is the supportive verb or the to be verb or the helping verb I have written. And then has, here I will write singular is has, plural will be have, right? And in past tense it is had. Got it? So in this way, these are the basic form of singular and plural verb that I have given. Here I have written only the to be verb, okay, auxiliary modal. Now here I have written, you see, fire and water do not agree. Do is the, that is auxiliary modal. Do is the plural and does is the singular form. Okay, so fire and water do not agree. Do is the plural form of verb, right? And here next I have written he and she. Here most important which you need to focus on, that is and. Two subjects are fire and water. And let us take up the first sentence, fire and water. The first subject fire and the second subject is water. Two subjects are joined by the conjunction and so the verb we have taken is plural verb. Do is a plural form of verb. Does is the singular form of verb, right? The second example, he and his sister. The first subject is he, second subject is his sister. Both are joined by and, right? And so the verb I have taken here are. Are is the plural form of verb, right? Now, this is the first rule, okay? The second rule I am going is, if two singular nouns refer to the same person, the verb must be singular. This is very important, students. You will have to listen very, very carefully. What I am saying, two singular nouns need to refer to the same person. Now the question is, how will you know that these two nouns are referring to the same person, isn't it? See, let us come to one example. I have written the poet, two nouns. First of all, let us focus on two nouns, that is poet and critic. Can you see these two nouns, student? So this is one noun, poet, another noun is critic. Okay, so this two nouns are joined by and. Here you can see, right? But they refer to one person. Now the question arises in our mind that how do we know that these two nouns, they refer to the same person? Here I will show you. See, before I write poet, I have used the. The is the definite article. Definite article I have used before the poet, but here I did not mention the. So the poet and critic. When I don't mention before critic the definite article, that means both are the same person. Got it? So the poet and critic has been. Has is a singular verb. I have written singular. Whereas the very next sentence you see the poet and the critic. So here in the very next sentence I have used the definite article in both the cases of poet and critic. So here it refers to the different person. That means here critic is one and poet is another person. Right. So here I will have to take up a plural verb, right? The poet and the critic have been honored. That means two different persons. One is a poet, another is a critic. Both are being honored. Am I clear? Let me tell you once again the thing. The poet and critic has been honored. Here definite article I have used only for once, right? And the second time I have used the definite article for both the cases, the poet as well as for the critic. So in this case, for the next time, it is the different person. Got it? So here the next here it is two persons, right? It refers to two different persons. So it will take a plural one. Clear, students? Right? So 2 points are over. Now I am going for rule 3. Rule 3 is when two or more subjects are joined by, you will get some conjunctions, right? See, I underline the conjunctions. You can see as well as, like, besides, with, in addition to, together, together with, along with, right? But, except. I repeat, when two or more subjects are joined by, as well as, like, besides, with, in addition to, together, with, along with, then but, except. The verb used is according to the first subject. That means it may happen the first subject is singular, the second subject is plural, or can be the reverse, that the first subject is plural and the second subject is singular. Right? All these are the conditions when we will be dealing with more than one subject, right? And there will be variation in the subjects. The first one is the singular, second one is the plural, or first one is the first person, second one is the third person, right? So in that in these cases often we are baffled, we are confused that what will be the forthcoming, what will be the next verb used, right? So here I have taken one example. You can see the leader with all his followers was arrested, right? Here you can see the leader with all his followers. Here the first verb, the first subject you can see the leader. The second subject, all his followers. The first subject is singular, whereas the second subject here we can see it is plural, right? But here the verb is, here I have taken singular verb, right? You forget about is and was, right? You just see whether it is singular verb or the plural verb. You can see the leader with all his followers was arrested. I have written leader is a singular because here I told you when it is joined by, as well as, like, beside, with, or in addition to all these conjunctions are used, by that time we will have to follow the first subject, right? You can see as the first subject is with, so here the verb will be chosen as per the first subject. The first subject is singular, so the verb is singular here. Okay? Okay, student. The next point that we are going to discuss is the fourth point. The fourth point is, you can see here that if we use either, another, each, every, anyone, someone, nobody, must be followed by a singular verb. See here, neither of your friends is intelligent. So you can see here, if in a sentence we use neither, right, and we use your friends, that is a single type of plural subjects, right? Neither of your friends is intelligent. It is followed by is, the singular verb, right? So as I have given you 4th point, I like to give you the 5th point even. The 5th point says that when the subjects joined by or not either, because both 4th and 5th points, it carries the same type of norms. That is, you see, in 4th I have given either, that means either or, neither nor. So you will have to, here you will have to focus on these 2 points. The first one is the plural number of subjects, only I have taken neither, right, or either. Here in the 5th point, the variation of the subjects are there. You just see what I have written. When the subjects joined by or, nor, either, neither, and are of different persons, the verb agrees with the nearer. So I have written either you or I. So here it is the second person and the next one is the first person, you or I. So by that time, how we will choose the verb? The verb will go, the condition says the verb will agree with the closer one. Right? It is not either you or I are going. Right? It is not all together I am taking as both of us we are going. But as either is there, you and I both are of different person. It is the second person, it is the first person. So either you or I am going. If it is either I or you, though it is not the condition of a sentence, first it comes you. If it is either you or she, then it will be is, going. Got it? Fine. I am going for the next. See student, it is if 2 subjects express one idea, the verb is singular. Right? That means 2 subjects, though it is different, say bread and butter, honor and glory, these are the 2 separate words, 2 separate subjects it signifies, but it gives rise to the same sense or one idea both. Together it gives the same idea. By that time, as both of them together gives the same idea, it will be considered as one, that is singular subject. So it will take the singular verb. Honor and glory is his reward. We work for bread and butter. Right? So this is the thing that is the today's lesson for us. This is the first session of subject and subject verb agreement. Okay student?